stimulates the economy because they're still bringing revenue to Florida, which during the coronavirus where nobody can take vacations is taking probably one of the biggest hits of the entire country.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact is they were doing it before it was legal. I mean, they have the sheriff's report saying they were doing this before it was illegal.
Well, that's because Vince got the money to pay the fines and shit. It's just like the tobacco stores around Minnesota. A lot of them are closed down. A lot of them aren't. And they know they're going to make enough money to cover those fines and then some.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's something. And it continues to be more of something.
Poor Vince.
Oh boy, I don't feel bad for him.
This one's good. This one's fucking hand-wringing good.
Come on, lawsuits, get back on the table. Alpha Entertainment's XFL's parent company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Monday, the first business day after the league suspended operations and laid off almost all of its employees. In the paperwork, it was disclosed that WWE owned 20% of the XFL.
Wait a second!
Which was an accusation that Vince McMahon had previously denied at least twice, insisting XFL had no ties to WWE. In fact, that has been the base to many recent lawsuits filed against the WWE. And I think we got a lot more pissed off firefighters in America right now.
He's really fucked on all of those lawsuits now that they had to file for bankruptcy. 20%.
Can we impeach Vince McMahon? Is that a thing? Like, can we impeach him from his own company?
Right? The thing that's crazy is like,
isn't that extortion or embezzlement?
When you look at these multi-million-dollar companies, like, people will say something like they own 5%, and everybody's like, oh, it's not a big deal. And it's like, no, 5% is huge.
Yeah.
They own 20% of it. Holy shit.
Especially when you think that Vince owned, 3/4 of it beyond that. So what, there's 5% that's not owned by Vince or WWE.
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck? XFL, I had said from the beginning he shouldn't have tried it again. I give him credit for trying it again. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Pacey, you gave him the benefit of the doubt. You watched a few matches.
I did, and it was working until it didn't work anymore.
It's not going to work. He's
so
done.
Hard
XFL
is
dumb.
To watch more football once football's already done. It's like,
well, and then when you
it's
can't watch
like a third
football,
hour of Raw, if you think about it.
Right? Yeah, it really is, isn't it? So it was inevitable. First of all, the XFL would have died out within 5 years.
No, it's not even a 3-hour Raw. It's 2 hours of SmackDown followed by 205 Live. That's what it is.
That's about right. But this is huge. Like XFL going under isn't huge. We've all lived through that.
No, but this is going to probably get Vince in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, the thing that he owned 20%. WWE is a public. That's the thing, folks. WWE is a publicly traded company. If it was just Vince, he can lie about what he owns all he wants. Yep. That doesn't matter.
Yep.
But these lawsuits were about people's retirement pensions, and if people don't know how 401ks work, maybe some of the younger of you don't. They take a lot of this money. You put in X amount of money. Your employer matches X amount of money. And they put it into the stock market in various stocks. And you choose high-risk stocks, medium-risk stocks, low-risk stocks, bonds. You get to choose whatever you want. So when they invest in the WWE stocks, they're investing in all of their employees' futures, your chance to retire, your grandchildren, everything. And when WWE lies about throwing 20% of their money at a company they know is going to fucking fail because it already did the last time, they're literally stealing your money. Stealing your money.
Yep. So then do WWE stockholders own part of XFL then? Is that how that works?
They did, but they didn't
know about it. So if it was successful, they wouldn't have seen anything for it.
No, because WWE would have brought in, if they were successful, WWE would have cashed in on that, and WWE's profits would have shown in people invested in WWE, yes. But if they lost money, They lost fucking money,
Yeah.
which they did.
Woo.
Hello.
Uh,
And Pasty, there's more people losing money. This is sad.
Yeah.
This is so much of this is sad.
This was hard. I tried keeping up with it on the Facebook. Like, as soon as I started hearing about it, I posted on it, and then I kept adding comments to it. Like, this is what happened next, and then I gave up after a time.
The middle part of it is super sad for me, but also, like, I'll get into it when I talk about it. So, for those of you, everybody knows. I'm not going to say for those of you who don't know. WWE cut at least 20 main roster wrestlers this week. Probably more so since we've written this up, researched, and recorded. Probably more dropping right now. We don't know.
Yeah.
But in what is called a cost-cutting endeavor.
They haven't even really got to the SmackDown roster yet.
Right. And this is, and they should. Yeah. First of all, they were hoarding way more people than they ever should have. They were doing the WCW tactic.
Yep.
Buy everybody just to have them. And with them losing money on gate sales, they can't afford them. So, and 20% of the XFL. Hello. So, some of the bigger names on the main roster that were let go include Kurt Angle. Not gonna have a problem. He's making money somewhere.
Yeah.
Rusev, real name Miroslav Barnyashev, which I didn't know.
Wow, that Barnyashev, you sounded like fucking.
I did.
Shit. Just a typical Minnesotan accent. Sorry.
I just think this motherfucker, like, that's a better wrestling name.
Yeah.
Like, come on, buddy. Rusev, who's been trying to get out of it. Drake Maverick, which is sad. James Curtin.
They closed the curtains on him.
Zack Ryder, real name Matthew Cardona. Kurt Hawkins, Brian Mayers. Carl Anderson, real name Chad Allegra. Way to go, Chad Allegra.
Yes, allergy prevention at its finest.
Luke Gallows, real name Drew Hankinson.
Now, I heard today that they had, before they were let go, they were furloughed, and they had also re-signed 5-year contracts. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that today.
I don't know about any of the newest updates. I do have some.
I do want to stop here,
news
though,
on the furloughs.
and say Vince should have thought ahead, and at WrestleMania, he should have had Undertaker bury Gallows and Anderson and forced AJ Styles to watch.
There you go.
How much better would that be right now? Like, I would feel so good about them being fired right now.
Hindsight being 2020, yeah. Hindsight being 2020 for sure.
Just force them to watch, and Undertaker would look 10 times more badass.
We also got rid of Heath Slater. Nobody's going to miss him. Heath Miller. Eric Young, real name Jeremy Fritz. He's never going to be big anywhere he goes. He's an asset anywhere he goes. He's never going to be huge anywhere he goes.
No, I hope he doesn't go to AEW.
Rowan, real name Joseph Rudd.
That's who I meant.
He
Rowan.
doesn't deserve. He just needs to go away.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't end up in AEW. That'll hurt. That'll hurt so much. That'll hurt Harper.
Yes.
Or Brody Lee. I'm sorry.
Gordy.
Sarah Logan, Crazy Mary Dobson. She's going to be fine. Sarah Rowe is her name. She's going to be just fine. Crazy Mary Dobson will get a job anywhere. No Way Jose, Levi Venezuela. I didn't know he was still on there. Mike and Maria Kanellis. I feel bad for them. Mike and Maria Bennett in real life. They got brand new twins at home.
They asked for it, though.
What are they going to do? They didn't. No, they didn't. Ask for the release when the wrestling business was booming, not for when it was in the shits. Come on, let's be honest. Those are two different things. They'd be more than happy to stay on WWE's payroll right now when they're not doing anything.
And on the line of Heath Slater, I just got to say, if history proves anything, he's going to bulk up have a really good short stint run in the Indies, get re-signed by WWE, and be your next Universal Champion.
Okay, Jinder
and then
Mahal.
maybe after that, we'll finally get the 3-man band reunion we've been waiting for. Not just Jinder Mahal. Your boy
Drew Galloway,
Drew McIntyre is on top.
Drew
of the world
Galloway
right now.
didn't bulk up at all. He's the same size he was. But yes,
but it took him
I
going
agree.
to the Indies for Vince to see him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would love to see. To be fair,
Heath Slater also released a T-shirt that says "I got fired" on Pro Wrestling Tees, and I imagine that's selling like hotcakes.
I'm going to finish up this list. I'd like to get through it, but I am going to say, to be fair, like 50% of these names are going to be back within a year or two. I mean, we already know that. This is what they're doing right now during this stuff. We understand that. EC3 was let go. Michael Hutter, I'm glad to see that. They weren't doing anything with him. Aiden English was let go. Matthew Rodwalt. Leo Rush surprised me. Lionel Green. Primo and Epico. Edward Colon and Orlando Colon Neves. And referee Mike Chioda, Mike Chioda, I should say, who has been with the WWE since 1989, was let go. Is probably, after Kurt Angle, the biggest surprise.
Yeah, Mike Chioda, man, beyond Earl Ebner, he's like the guy. You know what I mean? It's like, it hurts to see that he was let go. He's a ref that actually matters in WWE, and that's so rare.
It's rare nowadays in wrestling for refs to matter, which is sad but true because they used to tell a whole bunch of story. But WWE Pasty isn't stopping at wrestlers either. A number of backstage employees have been furloughed, as Pasty alluded to earlier. Now, for those of you listening who don't know what furlough means that you are still on the books, you are still an employee, you are still a part of the company. But what's happening is they no longer require your services and you're no longer being paid. But when you get brought back, or if you get brought back, you're brought back at your same salary, at your same tenure, at your same stance. Like, you come back exactly as you were. Yeah. So it's basically a temporary layoff, coming back as you were. And actually a lot of these names have already gone through that, so I'm not too worried about them. But the names are kind of huge. We got Dave Finley, who of course has been furloughed twice before and came back within a year. Lance Storm is one of the biggest names because, as we reported here a few months ago, Pasty, he actually just shut down his wrestling school to travel with WWE full-time to be a producer. Yep. Ouch. Fucking ouch. That hurts. Davari, hometown boy, Minnesota, yee. Billy Kidman, who again has been furloughed before and brought back. Shane Helms. Scott Armstrong, although as of now his brother Brian Armstrong, known to most of you as Road Dogg Jesse James, is actually still a producer. The biggest name for me, Kerwin Silfies. Now, a lot of you might not know Kerwin Silfies. White, right? No, not Chavo Guerrero's golfer gimmick. Kerwin Silfies is one of the best producers in the industry ever, hands down. And at this point is the longest tenured employee WWE has had, joining the WWF back in 1985.
Damn.
Every good shot that you see watching WWE is Kerwin Silfies. Every bad shot you see is Kevin Dunn. Yeah. Just make a mental note of that.
Right. I was really surprised and pleased to see that Joseph Park has still got a producer job with WWE.
That surprised the shit out of me. I thought he
was going to be let go, and then I'm like, well, there goes anything with The Fiend.
I got two frames of mind. One is maybe he's let go and he wasn't a big enough name that we've heard about it yet. And the second is maybe... Well, everybody knows Shane Helms, though, I think. Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah, no.
But my second thought was maybe since he's so much newer, his contract is so much less that they're willing to keep him. And that's a positive thing because his mind is brilliant.
Yes, it is.
And we also got NXT cuts, though, Pasty. It's not just main roster and behind the scenes. NXT stars who have yet to really make their mark, who are being cut includes nobody I know of other than a handful of the names, and I'm sorry because I'm falling behind on NXT, but
Well, a lot of
MJ
these aren't even on
Jenkins,
TV.
Alexander Jaksic, Diana Perrazzo, Tayanara Conti, Cesar Bonani, Mars Wang, and interviewer Josiah Williams. But the plus thing about